Sarah Bernhardt by José Martí. Translated by Esther Allen. Read by Alejandro Martinez. Preface. It is not known whether or where this article was published, though it may have been written for the New York Sun in 1880. The version of it found among Martí's papers is written in French, like the art reviews written for the Hour during the same period. During a brief stay in Paris on his way to New York from Madrid in December 1879, Martí met Sarah Bernhardt at the Parisian benefit for flood victims in Murcia that he mentions. On his previous visit in 1875, he had seen her in the role of Racine's Phèdre at the Comédie Française. End of preface. The name is celebrated and already greatly beloved in New York. Great ladies are known to be enthralled to see her. She is the symbol of energy triumphant. A poor woman who has made so much space for herself in the world must be a great woman. Each century has its stars. The land of Rachel, Mademoiselle Mars, and Sophie Arnold has now further been enriched by Sarah Bernhardt, who is unquestionably a tragedian, but is also something even more valuable, a character. We are not going to say what has already been said. We have our own impressions to convey. Sarah is supple, slim, svelte. When she is not shaken by the demon of tragedy, her body is full of grace and abandon. When the demon takes hold of her, she is full of strength and nobility. Her face, though feminine, exudes a lovely hauteur. It is not beauty that is imprinted there, though she is a fine-looking woman, but resolve. She will do what she wants. She has something of the first Bonaparte about her. Her soul is full of friendship and frankness, but she feigns disdain because she believes she must in order to make others respect her. Where does she come from? From poverty. Where is she going? To glory. She is feared but loved, which is unusual. It is because she is hard but good-natured, a haughty woman, but at the same time un bon garçon. Mention a woman in distress to her, she will open her purse. Tell her there is a little painting of real genius Chez Goupil, or that very close to the passage Joffre there is a beautiful Chinese carpet. Sarah, member of the Théâtre Français, will not balk at the price. If the carpet is old, if the painting was made by a strong hand, she will buy it. Sometimes she does not know how she will pay, but she will earn the money herself, honestly. She will paint another painting of her own, a seascape, a watercolor, or she will make a statue of love, since she lacks the power to make it a reality. Alexandre Dumas has piled his house high with objects d'art, from little Japanese monsters to a pre-Adamite Christ, an overly realistic Christ. But Sarah Bernhardt arranges her things better than anyone else can, and everything she owns is first rate. She is majestic even in her caprices. Her fantasies are royal. There is no particular merit in being born a queen and knowing how to be one, but there is great proof of majesty in being born into a poor family and knowing how to make a land as artistic and intelligent as France into your own kingdom. There she was at the great Paris Murcia Gala, given to benefit the flood victims of Murcia, that Spanish city beloved by the sun. La Vie Moderne, an illustrated magazine, had built a magnificent red velvet throne for Sarah, with thickly embroidered Spanish cushions. Sarah, dressed as Doña Sol, the heroine of Victor Hugo's Hernani, sat beneath the rich hangings, attended by a very beautiful lady-in-waiting, Mademoiselle Crozet. She is proud, Mademoiselle Crozet, but what a good woman next to the superbly arrogant Sarah. When Sarah stretches out her arm, she commands. When she raises her rather Asiatic head, with its slanting eyes, delicate nose, haughty forehead, and fragile lips, she must be obeyed. She must be admired. It is not beauty that dazzles us. She is not beautiful. It is not a voluptuous charm that intoxicates us. She knows how to love, no doubt, but does not trouble herself with such unduly feminine matters. It is her lofty soul, dreaming of every height, an eagle's soul, the soul of a lioness or of tempered steel. It is her gaze, penetrating as a Toledo blade. It is her irresistible superiority that makes us lower our heads. That night she was selling panderetas, Spanish tambourines. Great painters had employed all their talents upon them. in the service of the poor. The shoddy leather was exalted by the hand that was to sell it, and by Meissonier, Worms, Detal, Neuville, Raimundo Madrazo, Dubouf, etc. The auction was dull at first, but by the third pandereta, what a crowd was gathered around Sarah. As far as the eye could see were women with their hair done à la Capoule, Russian princes, great writers, wealthy Englishmen, youthful dandies. They barred the way, and others were forced to look upon her from afar. She seemed quite proud of her triumph. At that moment she felt a little like the Queen of Spain. The whole world knows what she does, her great roles, her delightful writings, lovely paintings, bold little statues. As a painter, she draws well, colors flawlessly, lights up the canvas as if by a stroke of genius, a clarity, an effect of moonlight, a fallen tree. But that is not enough. As a writer, she has sounded a piercing and magnificent cry in her Paris Mercia journal. Her whole soul is there. Her work as a sculptor reminds us of Gustave Doré. She does not have his flair for composition. She will never sculpt groups like his, but she is as elegant, original, and brave. As for her work as a tragedian, let us hear the words of Monsieur Émile Girardin, the Gordon Bennett of the French press. Rachel had more genius. Sarah possesses more talent. Rachel is well aware of everything she does. Sarah draws from her nature without much awareness. Sarah is worth more. Truly, one must be great in order to become great. Clearly, she has known how to triumph. In his home, Girardin has two beautiful portraits, one of Rachel, the other of Sarah Bernhardt. He sees her as a father would. He is passionate in his praise of her. How well this admirable old man of 70 speaks. His brain is as strong today as it was when, with dire hand, he killed the gallant Armand Carrel. Sarah wears her hair very simply. She likes long-waisted dresses that sweep the floor. Her eyes are fevered. At the sight of certain creatures, one says muscle. At the sight of Sarah, one says nerve. The llama is a poor, delightful sort of Peruvian goat. Sarah raises her head like an irritated llama, but not like the llama that dies of sorrow. Its melancholy eyes turn toward the sky. When its Indian master scolds or punishes it, Sarah would kill the Indian. Sarah receives guests on Wednesdays. A woman writer, Julie Lambert, also has a beautiful salon in Paris, where one converses well and sees the best of the Parisian writers. But chez Sarah, one feels from afar the spirit of Victor Hugo, who loves her. In the actress's salon, one notices a power of thought, a virility of purpose, an anxious mobility that well reflect the tempestuous spirit of the mistress of the oceans and of her century. One does not sense the presence of Moses, as in Victor Hugo's house, but at times one believes that one senses Judith. Last year in London she appeared with the actor Coquelin in one of her most important roles. The British could not find crowns enough for her. Everything was taken in advance. Extraordinary prices were paid for her paintings. Her precious little sculptures met with great success. When she was seen surrounded by all the world at the Mercia Gala, everyone said, "Sarah is an immense success." Ah yes, that is true today, but how much strength, weeping, sorrow, and indomitable energy did she have to exert and endure to attain it? She deserves to be studied as a lesson in the force of the human will. Young people who do not triumph fast enough put a bullet through their heads. Sarah may have wept the kind of hot tears that go unseen and do not flow from the eyes, but she worked. 15 years ago, alone, so young, and all in tears, she must have said to herself, "What is to become of me?" Today, she must have asked herself more than once, "How can it be that I am not a queen?"